What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, Cardinal Red. And we back for some more of that Ali Land boxing talk, people. And today we talking fight news. Pacquiao reflects on past and future. You guys know me, man. You know, I got a lot of articles I go through, man, for to bring you guys better content and, you know, just to feed my brain a little bit. But I ran across this article by, what is this? Los Angeles Times. And by Lance Pugmire. This came up yesterday at 11 a.m. So I wanted to shout Mr. Pugmire out from saying your name right. He's the one who wrote the article for the LA Times, and it's a really good article, man. It's long and it's in-depth. But there were some parts in here I wanted to touch on. As well, just talk about Pacquiao past and present and possible future, man. Personally, as a Pacquiao fan, I stumbled upon Pacquiao by chance, man, when as a Barrera / Morales fan. You know, I first saw Pacquiao on, I believe he was on the undercard of a Barrera fight on, I believe it was Friday Night Fights, but don't quote me on that, but I think it was when ESPN had Friday Night Fights. And Pacquiao was just coming to the United States, and I was watching a Barrera fight, and I just happened to see Pacquiao on that undercard, and was just amazed, man. I'm like, I got to see this guy again, man, because they were saying his name wrong, and I couldn't, at the time I couldn't pronounce his name very well, and I'm like, man, I got to see this guy again. I got to see this guy again, and it just so happened that a lot of things were going on in my personal life at the time, and I just kind of fell out of the whole keeping up with boxing scene. And a couple of years later, I was watching some TV, just happened to be flicking through the channels and caught a Barrera fight. Just happened to be fighting Pacquiao, and it was the most amazing thing I had ever seen in my life, because I was such a big Barrera fan before I found Pacquiao, and a big Morales fan too. But I was a bigger Barrera fan when I found Pacquiao, that it amazed me how he made his skill set look so human. He just made Barrera look so normal and it made Pacquiao look so much like a superhero that I couldn't believe it, really. And then I started keeping up with him a lot more, and just started following his career after that point. And from then till now, nothing's changed for me, man. He's still the most exciting fighter I've ever seen, besides Mike Tyson. And I think that's one of the reasons that I follow Pacquiao so hard, man, is because it was something about the excitement Mike Tyson brought to the sport of boxing. And to me, personally, as a boxing fan, I can remember going and watching his fights with my father, in the late 80s and the early 90s, man. And it just, the whole allure surrounding the fight, and people getting together, and it being an event back then. I know some people still make it an event, but nothing's like it used to be. But it's something about Pacquiao that gives me that little feeling back a little bit, from back then, from watching Tyson. And there's few fighters who made me feel like that. Pacquiao's one, Barrera's one, Hopkins is one. There are a few others, I don't want to sit here and ramble on, but there are a few others. But those are the main ones. I would say Pacquiao, Barrera, Morales and Hopkins really revised my love for the sport, man. And Bernard Hopkins had a lot to do with that, man. Just his willingness to you know, not give up and to keep pushing at whatever age he was at the time when I started following him. I believe he was just getting out of prison when I started following him, and it was you know, it was something that he brought to the game, almost like wrestling, because he had almost like a character with his mask and stuff that he used to wear. It's something that Deontay Wilder kind of stole from Bernard Hopkins. When he used to wear the executioner mask and everything, it was, you know, showmanship. You know, it's something that that wrestlers, you know, have to have, because wrestling is not real, and you know, you can lose the allure of watching it because it's not real. So these guys have to have great showmanship and salesmanship, and being able to get you to buy into the story. And I say that about Bernard Hopkins, man. He has that in droves. But he's one of those guys, you know, him, Barrera, like I said, Morales, Pacquiao. Those guys gave me that feeling back about boxing that I had about Tyson, man. And Pacquiao today still gives me that feeling every time I watch him, every time I get to read something good about him, or I get to watch him train, or, you know, just to enjoy somebody who enjoys doing what they do so much, man. And it just, you know, you get to love very few things in life, man. And boxing is one thing that I've learned to love very well, man. And Pacquiao has really been a big part of that. And other fighters have too, but Pacquiao here lately has been a real big part of that, man. And I would like for it to continue for a while longer. You know, I don't want to see him fight forever. You know, he has a family, and I don't ever want to see the man get hurt. So as long as, like Roach says, as long as he's at a high level, you know, I want to see him continue for as long as I can enjoy him. I did want to touch on something in this article. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and read this part. Absent from the U.S. since a November triumph over Jesse Vargas, Pacquiao reminded, "I had a couple of fights in the MGM as if that was necessary, considering his 2008 domination of Oscar De La Hoya